Why are we not oxygen starved in winter when leaves have fallen? Why can we not breathe in water? Why have we no wings? Is language a blessing or a curse? Why are these bodies so ill prepared for life outside? No fur to keep us warm, no leather on our feet. And why are there no new mythologies? So I'm going to be bobbing back and forth between the books and some that have not been published yet. So the second is from the Cowichan series. The Cowichan is an area on Vancouver Island. And this one is called For My Children, and it is a pantoum. I do not want to remember, but it is wrong to forget the exact shape of my grandfather's fingers. He cupped my chin, called me Chuchu. My mother used a washcloth to wipe my father's face. The exact shape of my grandfather's fingers, your feet jammed tight in the space against my ribs, your tiny fingers holding onto mine, my grandmother's soul leaving her body. Feet jammed tight in the space against my ribs, the softness of a baby's skin. My grandmother's soul leaving years before we lowered her body to the ground. The softness of a baby's skin. I cup your chin, call you Chucho, years before we lowered my grandmother's body to the ground. I do not want to remember, but it is wrong to forget. So in this collection, I had taken a whole bunch of photographs, and my publisher's wife said, why don't we ghost the photos on the opposite page and print the poems on that? So the next piece is also from the same collection, and it's called Saturday Afternoon Jam, and that's the photograph. I wander over to market, afternoon drizzle. You said you'd fly out with me, even though this place is called Honeymoon Bay. Almond brittle, butter tarts, fresh turnips, goat's milk soap, lily blooming pink in pond. That was before the breakup. Tea tree lotion to counteract fungus and bacteria, sun catchers, earrings made from bits of colored glass. Stevie Ray Vaughan plays on the loudspeaker. How many times did we dance to that tune at Mikey's Juke Joint, Saturday Afternoon Jam? The only jam here is Cowichan plum. Blackberry hand cream, corked keychain for boaters, flannel baby blankets with ruffled hand-pulled seams, and a teeny tiny chapel where you can't buy a thing. She's my sweet little thing, she's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby, and I'm her little lover boy. These are lyrics from Stevie Ray Vaughan. Drizzle lightens, sun comes out. This lady sells cards and eggs and hand-knitted coffee cup cozies in violets and blue. That lady makes garlic hummus and sells lavender bags, hot or cold, to soothe. In La Cantina Bandido, a row of potted tomatoes, a battalion of drained tequila bottles. This is not Mikey's, there are no brewskis, and you are definitely not here. But showers, then warm sun on a Saturn market day. And I took a picture of the chapel, that little tiny chapel. And the last one from this series is called Missing Woman. And the story is on the edge of the resort where I was staying, there was this glade in the woods, and I was tempted to go in, but I thought, I might not have enough reason to come out, so I didn't go in. And this one is called Missing Woman. I could step off this path into the woods, use strands of silver from my hair as passage into fairy world. Inhale the richness of the earth, learn the call of birds, wash my feet in morning dew. And as light deepens toward the mystery, lay my body down in bowers of sweet moss. The next collection was called In My Father's House, and it was a series of poems published by Moonstone in Philadelphia that were dedicated to my family and place of origin. My family's from Sicily, and it was written leading up to and just following my father's passing in 2022. This one is called A Gentle Pull. Sicilia, Sicily, smiles back at me in black and white. My mother freshly engaged, flanked by my father's sisters, skirts flounced high. The smell of earth baking at 43 degrees, colossal shadows cast at the Temple of Concordia. Agrigento, founded 600 years before Christ by sailors from Rhodes and Crete. By Daedalus, his son Icarus, the timeless intertwine of history and myth into mystery. Echoes, old names, Girgenti, Agrigentum, Akrakas. We sat in grey-green shade, my sister and me, flanked by our children, under l'oliva, the olive tree, gnarled by the slow blink of 2,000 years. When you walk out of Lomare, the sea, the sun dries sea onto skin so that in each kiss you can taste our salt-sweet origin. That evening in Campagna, in the countryside, 10 minutes from town, Makushina, my cousin, asked if I would go with her to get no limone, a lemon. I said si, yes, expecting a car ride. Instead, she led me into the darkening grove, hanging over us like lanterns, firm ripeness of fruit, La Sicilia, a twist and a gentle pull. So in this one, I speak of 3 Catholic churches in my parents' town of Casteltermini, and then I mention some of the Greek gods. Stories in stone. San Giuseppe, Logarmene, Gesù Maria, churches built for Catholic saints in limestone, carbonate sedimentary rock in a town founded by Spanish nobles in the 1600s, Casteltermini. Hephaestus, Heracles, Zeus, temples hewn for Hellenic gods from Tufo, spewing volcanic ash and dust, in a port city founded by Daedalus 600 years before Christ, Akrakas. But beyond that, before the count of days, when Mesolithic man sought shelter in caves, danced beneath the howl of stars, the land forest thick, island in the sea, in the middle of the earth. What monuments did you carve for the nameless gods of your creation? And the last one from this collection is Lo Pecoreggi, but that means the sheep, e lo pecoraio, that's the shepherd. So, true story. Driving away from Casteltermini in my cousin's Cinquecento, that's the Fiat 500. Roads serpenting, a turn, a stop, a honk, a flock, sheep, horns twisted, bells thick round necks, crossing this side that, filling the narrow roadway, a garden of stairs. My cousin switches off the motor. I roll down window, rest chin on forearm, watch le pecoreggi, the sheep, gambol. Inhale the Sicilian sun, travel within time. The shepherd, twisted crook in twisted hand, berretto, his beret, low on brow, homespun brown, hunched, sun-etched, unhurried, turns to me in contemplation. Okay, the new collection, The Moon and All Her Faces. As I mentioned, this was published in New Mexico by Marissa Prada's Rudder Green Press. And it's my first full book. The other ones up to now have been chapbooks, so I'm super happy with it. I'm going to read a poem called Equinox. The dog is mad at the howl of wind and is barking my head off. 3 more sprout in its place. 1 for the shroud of yesterday. 1 for the strangle of tomorrow. The 3rd stunted, low brow, uneven teeth for the mess that is now. I want the dog to stop, but he must bark as I must pull the tomatoes that will no longer ripen, for it is equinox, and maybe tonight I should offer the soft, naked animal of my body, thank you, Mary Oliver, to the waning moon, but maybe not tonight. Skunks skulk in the hood, enticing lovers with a jab of their musk. What kind of lover would I attract if I were a skunk? Grackles fill the yard, the shallow cement bath, the feeder, the lawn flecked with falling gold, and then flew up like a torment to sit on the fence while they decide what next. They were okay with me coming back out with my camera, clouding again the rim of the fence, but gave up when the cat appeared. The dog, 2 legs good, 4 legs not, and those heads, those tumbled heads littering the lawn, crowded with a flocking of grackles and unripened tomatoes, and the pears that fell to the ground, soft, flesh, but rotten center. Is everything in life a metaphor? And the apples, puckered, were bitten by frost. Last year, baskets and baskets, but this year only 3, 4, and it is only pity that plucked them and brought them inside. Maybe tonight I should strip to my skin and lob them one by one at the unforgiving moon. Would they come rolling back at my feet? Okay, the next one is called Hollow, and it was inspired by a call that Larry put out with Moonstone, commemorating T.S. Eliot. So you'll recognize a lot of T.S. Eliot's lines in this cento. Hollow. We are the wilderness, the wonderment, the waste. We are women, the room, Michelangelo. We are April, the cruelest month. We come and go, shall wear the bottoms of our trousers rolled. We'll eat a fresh picked peach, walk a hard packed beach, the sand cool beneath our toes. Beneath our toes, the cool sand of this California beach, imprint leading toward an unconcluded past. We are occluded, shadow of our wrongdoing, figment of our undoing, the toll of our own bell, our cold and empty shell, the ghost of former selves. Mirror with no reflection, pain without projection, flame without affection, a shimmer of our future selves. Unread volumes on the shelves, murky waters into which we dare not delve. We are the rattle of rust-bound chains, the clank of troubled brain, graffiti scrawled on side of derailed train. We are unmitigated sleep. We are trumpeter in boggy field, barn owl screeching for a mate. We are breathless. We are hollow. We are. I'm going to switch now. I had the chance to travel. I'm going to read two from my travels to Portugal. The first one is called Leaving Santa Clara a Velha. A Velha means the old, so it's the old Cathedral of Santa Clara. They gave up. They gave in. They tore away the altar, snuffed the candles one by one. The river with her waters overflowing, had won. In the 1700s, the old church abandoned and a new one built higher up on the hill. Santa Clara a Velha, left to sleep by the banks of the old river, her dreams sometimes drifting on a river of silt. I have a photograph. It's only black and white, but it shows the inside of the church. They're starting to rebuild it. So there's no glass in the windows. There is a roof, and there's no proper floor, but there's the stone walls and the buttresses. And I imagined this congregation of nuns, St. Clare, I don't know if any of you know, but St. Francis of Assisi, St. Clare ended up following him and starting her own congregation of sisters, and the church is dedicated to her. And I was imagining the nuns in the church during the floodings. The floating Clares. Every few years, this river overflows its banks, washing like a benediction onto the monastery. Green and black scars of mold and must still mark its high lines on the nave. Did the good sisters in brown robes and white wimples wade in these unholy waters, swim up to the altar to receive their waiver of communion on quivering tongue, float away after confession, washed forever clean of their imagined sin? The next two I'd like to read were written during my trip to California last winter. I left in December and came home in February, and I was down in the area of Leucadia and Oceanside. This one's called The Pelican's Prayer. I don't know, just have to find the marking for it. There we go. And it's written as a prose poem, as opposed to in different stanzaic form. Pacific. The sky, the color of water, the color of faded slate, gunmetal, gloom, high tide, no sand visible, water smashing on rocks at the bottom of these cliffs, relentless, spumes rising in gray air. On their bellies and dolphin skins, surfers paddle out toward the breaking of the waves, their morning communion. A young woman in a red bikini, surfboard in hand, walks along the shore, looking for the moment and the courage to go in. The waves relentless, the sea claiming, driven by the waxing moon, the tide high, Above the edge of surf, water crests again and again before the breaking of bread, water into wine. A battalion of pelicans in line formation glide north, then circle back, their beaks a linger of their prehistoric selves, gliding, leaning in to dip the tips of wings in the sacred spray of the sea, a holy baptism. And I think the next one's actually on my computer. Let me see if I got it queued. Do I? Just a sec. A sequence. Okay, just give me a second, please. I think I do have it queued, but I'm going to have to read it from the computer. So if I go into here, the sequence, there it is. No peace to the sea. Oh, this was just after the declaration of you're a new president. So there's a little bit of a, foreboding in this one. The sequence, no peace to the sea. These waves, puppets dangling from the moon's unseen strings. Pushed and pulled, lowered and yanked, never really having the chance to catch their breath along the stony shoreline. Along the stony shoreline, broken shells, the crushed tail of a lobster, legs, and the carapace of a half-eaten crab, a dented sand dollar, and a portion of a mollusk, Fibonacci's secret, exposed. I'd like to go back to the moon and all her faces. So as I mentioned, in my father's house was written leading up to and including the time of my father's passing. About a year after my father passed, though, I was able to reflect and to write some more poems about that loss. The burning of the dead. I never made a fire for you. I lit a candle, yes, but not a torch, a conflagration, a soundless howl against the infinite of night. I could not burn your things, the lists you wrote, the clothes you wore that held the secret of your scent. Instead, I tied these all with a roughened rope of memory, made a raft, and some nights float out unto the sea of endless stars. Listen for the way you play guitar, strains soft and sad, your voice pure and light, an offering to gods. Why then do I wake to ash adhering the lashes of my eye, ashes in the side part of my hair, the grit of ash at back of tangled throats? Kind of unbeknownst to us, because we were so focused on my dad and his physical problems, and there have been 3 years of COVID where I didn't actually make it back home to where I grew up in Toronto. We didn't notice this, but my mom had developed vascular dementia. So this one is called Briefly Gorgeous, which is a title that I have shamelessly stolen from Ocean Vuong. And I will use the quote from Ocean, that your name is only the sound of clocks being set back another hour, from his collection Briefly Gorgeous. The second hand, the minute, the hour revolving counterclockwise as we rush to reunite with our past, our ancestors reverting, as it were. Dementia is like being 4 again, I was told, but I disagree. 4-year-olds can learn, will not touch the hot stove again, will not try to go down the stairs with a laundry basket in their hands, unable to hold onto the railing, unable to remember to hold onto the railing, unable to remember that they have fallen, that they are on blood thinners, that one more fall could land them on their back with a broken hip or worse, and that they should brush their teeth for more than 11 seconds, that the only tube left in bathroom drawer is toothpaste, so they don't put polysporin on their brush, or Voltaren, and that the faces in the photo album don't show only the living, but also those who have died. Who have died. Died is a verb in the present progressive tense, when your beloved mother is in the talons of this progressive, present, regressive disease, and the only thing you can do is keep her safe. Keep her safe and love her, and let her know you love her. And keep her safe even at night when she wakes up to go pee, and you squeeze your eyes shut, heart clenched, and you hope she makes it back to bed without falling, for it was only a year ago. Only a year that your father fell, and you weren't there, but he fell, and then the brain bleed, and then he died. So you start to breathe again, shallowly at first, when you hear her getting back into her bed and hear her talk and that high-pitched, wordless voice she saves for night. She saves for talking to her dead. Again, these are true stories. Heartbreaking in some ways. My mother speaking to my father. She speaks to him in her sleep, a little love-drugged voice that has retracted its barbs, its stabs, no longer demanding queen of her own destiny. Time has eroded all their petty arguments, the clawed words that hurt me more perhaps than they hurt him, for he loved her despite. His words ringing in my head. Where's your mother? Take care of your mother. Just last week, when I called, was the first time she forgot he is dead. She told me she is preparing to go home, that she is waiting for him, that he promised it wouldn't be long, that he would help her. I know it is true. Okay, those were heavy. I'd like to read a newer one now. And this was inspired by the passing of an Albuquerque poet, Georgia Santa Maria, who I heard read in Fixed and Free many times. She'd written a series of Our Lady poems, Our Lady of this and Our Lady of that. So I wrote Our Lady of the Highway, because when I went down to New Mexico, I drove from Calgary. Yeah, it was about a 4 or 5 day drive down. It was wonderful. And I got to meet some folks who are here, like SETH, for instance. All right. Our Lady of the Highway. Our Lady of the Truck Stop, of the gas bar, homemade pie, paper plate, bamboo fork. Our Lady of the Roundabout and nights spent in the back seat under the neon pulse of the all-night rodeo. Our Lady of the Roadkill. This highway and artery from one ocean to next. This land laid flat, valleys and gullies, canyons and glaciers clicking mile after mile. Hawks and vultures, an updrift soar. Our Lady of the Drive-Through, of the car wash, of the global interplanetary system, of the silence between service towers, 2 lanes in each direction, no passing on the shoulder. Our Lady of the late and slanting sun. Keep the mountains on your right. The vehicle seems to know which way to go, fueled by coffee and wrappers, the same song on the radio. Always sad, the face of the Lady of the Highway, a crown of stars overhead, snake underfoot, the blue constellation of a shawl, blessed child in her arms. In this iteration, she is a hula dancer. In that, Captain America, a red and twisted peppercorn, a litany of beads. The 7 mysteries, the 7 tragedies, joyful, glorious, luminous. We drink the blood of Christ, invoke his name. We drive the 7 sorrow road with Our Lady of the Highway into the gloaming, into the night. And if I have time, I'd like to bring it up from the sad poems. Do I have time to do 2 more?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. This one. Sorry, I have them bookmarked, but of course I wouldn't find it. Let's see, the rooftop. Where is it? Sorry, I'm gonna have to go through my tabs. Oh, I can't find the one I wanted, but I'll read this one. It's called Sometimes a Poem. Sometimes the poem arrives, a flutter of wings unseen against cheek, waking from dream. Sometimes a storm. Sometimes the poem darkens my mind, a susurration of starlings, a waterfall, cascade. At times the poem is an owl, intrigued, orange eyes aglow, the wonder of night. Sometimes northern lights, a bowl full of stars. A V across my consciousness, honking in formation, mapless destination. A quiet trail through the woods, soft rain on my face. The poem sometimes is a lone bird unseen, summit of lodgepole, pining for a mate. A smooth stone found at the bottom of the lake. And that time the poem was tender-hued, a mallard, waddling riverbank, a gaggle of yellow-brown chicks waiting in her wake. The moon ripened full, just over the line where sea meets infinity. A spring poem came as waxwing once, rowan berries in beak, profusion of jasmine and lilac. Summer poem pelicans caught on northbound breeze, crossing 100 miles a day. And that poem I wish I could forget, baby bird, speckled breast, askew on unforgiving ground. So many poems written in hues of deepest blue. A poem like a hummingbird, hovering, fireflies flitting, ephemeral spark. A poem without words, oh sweet newborn sleep. And then this late winter poem, chickadee flitting, bare branched tree, come to rest upon upcurved palm, searching for some seed. And I would like to end with a love poem. I'm terrible at science. I'm pretty good at languages, but terrible at science. So this is me trying to understand Northern Lights. Wild sky. You are electrons, protons. I am sparking off the sun. You are escaping sans gravity. I am thrown out of atmosphere by rotation. You are hurtling towards Earth. I am thinner at polar caps. You are colliding with my atmosphere. I am igniting into color, into dance. Most of the particles deflected by the troposphere, but when you kiss me, you become my oxygen. You are lights dancing. I am wild sky. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to hearing your poems tonight.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna take the liberty and saying that I think it's okay if we ask you for an encore.
Oh, well, thank you. Okay. Let me think. Okay, I'm going to try to find the poem I wrote about when my son got engaged. Um,
While she's looking for things, if anybody wants to say anything nice and kind and generous, please do.
Thank you.
Your work. I really did. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I put it in the chat, but how you read, your voice and your cadence just adds such a beautiful richness to all your work. And
Thank you.
I just loved every poem. The most moving for me was the one about your mother and dementia. Mine is 91, and um, so many of the phrases ring true.
Yeah.
And so I want to read it to her.
Well, Debra, if you drop your email in the chat, I will email you a copy of that poem.
Oh, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. And I think it's really important for me to read. I mean, not just for me, but I think it's really important to read because until a poem is read, it's just black squiggles on a page. And I think
Right.
reading a poem breathes life into it and allows it to live among us. I don't know.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You're
You have a
welcome.
cadence. You sustain a cadence when you read. So long poems can be very difficult if
Yeah.
somehow somebody is not doing that.
Yeah. Well,
But you did it.
thank you. That means a lot to me. English, I think, is my fourth language. So we spoke Sicilian at home and we learned Italian because some of my relatives had married people from different parts of Italy, so they wouldn't understand our dialect. And then I was exposed to French because my dad had lived in Belgium and we still had relatives there. And I think I was about 4 when I learned English. So I've had music, I've had different, each language has its own music. I've had those different musics in my head like my
Yeah,
entire life.
you can hear it.
Yeah, thank you. All right, I found the rooftop. And the only thing I think I need to explain in this poem is in Calgary, one of the major north-south highways, the arteries, is called Deerfoot Trail. You squeezed the metal frame of the screen, slipped out open window, lay on asphalt shingles to look up at the scattering of stars, the din of Deerfoot traffic, incessant. I only found out later. That's how things were when you were kids, the secrets you held to your chest, the barriers transgressed, the dreams you dreamt unbeknownst to me. I should have birthed you in the forest under bough of ancient cedar. I should have licked from you the vernix, planted your placenta in the cradle of the land. You hear the full moon howl while you are sleeping, are unafraid of spider, unafraid of snake, You paddle on a glass-smooth lake at nightfall, and when you knelt to ask your girl to be your wife, it was in the silence of snow, the witness of the mountain. A boy, you climbed onto the rooftop to sleep under the stars. You stitched them one by one to glimmer in the fabric of your life. And he had told his girlfriend at the time that they were going to be taking their Christmas photograph. So he took her up into the woods and the mountain, and he set the timer. The camera was on a tripod, and they got some good shots. And he said, "Let's just take one more." And she said, "Yes." And he went up to her and knelt with a ring in the box. So that's the photograph of that.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. They've been married 3 years now.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Everybody, say a few nice words. Josephine, please put your books and links up on the chat for everybody.
I'd like to read more
That
of
was
this.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
so wonderful.
Thank you so much. It'll take me a minute to type them up, and I'm going to save the chat so I can read it afterwards. Thank you.
Do you have a website?
I do, and that I can put in right now. It's Josephine Lorey, which is my name, but I had to add poet to it because there is a Josephine Lorey who's a realtor, I think, in the States, or a car salesman or something. Anyways, it's
Figures.
www.josephineLoreypoet.com. So I'll put that in right now. And there's links to different readings in there. JosephineLoreypoet.com. And I don't think the capitals are important, but this makes me remember that it's spelled correctly when I put the.
I can't read your name on the screen. How do you spell your name? Oh, Lore?
Yeah, capital R. Lorey. Lorey in
Oh,
English,
yes,
but yeah,
Lore.
in Italian is
Lore.
Lorey.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Well, thank you, everybody, and I look forward to listening to the other readers tonight.
Thank you, thank you, Josephine, so much.
Thank you.
Brava. Brava.
you.
Bravissima.
Bravo, sì.
Grazie.
All right, let's give some messages first and then we'll take it from there. All right, this is the 19th, so this is our last reading for this month anyway. And we will start on March 6th. We are going live and Zoom hybrid. We're going to be at the Full Circle room in Gardner, New York. And that's the featured readers will be me, Mary Makovsky, and Martin Steingesser. And that starts at 7 p.m. So we're going to try going live again, but there will be a Zoom hybrid with that. So please join us if you can. That starts at 7 o'clock. And on March 10th, we will have, coming from Ireland, Catherine Ronan will be joining us. So if you can, please join us. I put the flyer for March 6th up there. And let's start open mic. We got like 18 open micers, so let's go with one poem apiece. I know that sucks, but that's, we want Greg to get some sleep before the night's over. So Roberta Gould, you're up first.
Okay, but I have a 3-line poem, so can I read that at the end?
Yeah, go ahead.
Read a coda. Okay. By dawn's early light, dawn light, and they flashed past a stand of thinning trees, their tails white punctuation at the edge of the road. The first to emerge, the leader, looked back. It was then I knew why I couldn't leave for a paradise of pavement and the bliss of teens on an M3 bus, contagiously spreading happiness. Here I was, not alone, with no zoos or museums, but families of deer like these, and birds come to visit for the season. And I wrote this after meeting a poet in a cafe the other day. I was down and she was very short. It's called Air. Up and down, the pressure changed. Flocks of birds would rise and fall. Currents touching easeful wings. Let them be what mortals see, heralds of eternity.
It's always good to see and hear you, Roberta. Thank you.
Thank you.
Margaret Saraco, you still with us?
I am. Thank you.
Go for it.
Josephine, that was great, by the way. I love hearing you read. I think I've heard you a couple more times. This one's called Dorothea. Everyone knows 80-year-old Dorothea, small in stature, hunched from osteoporosis. Her face lights up as the YMCA locker room buzzes when they call her name, seeking an audience, a laugh, a conversation, or just greetings from the day. The modest black bathing suit against her dyed brown hair and colored skin are unremarkable, but that hot pink bathing cap and flowery flip-flops showcase her playfulness. On cancer leave here at an unusual hour, I watch Dorothea. We never introduce ourselves, but I am familiar to her as she to me. We smile. In a childlike, high-pitched voice, she tells me about chair yoga and stretching with friends as she changes into a suit for senior swim. Her joy and aura make me feel special. I think about Dorothea instead of my illness when diving into the pool for a 40-minute swim. Now in remission and back at work months later, I return to my swimming routine. Today I arrive early. Dorothea here? A devotee asks. Where's Dorothea? A woman asks, wearing a yellow bathing suit as she wanders the locker room aisles. Hi, Dorothea, she says. I also greet this A-list celebrity with a big grin. She returns it like an old friend. Reaching through my despair, she offers courage with a smile. How does she do that? And when will I see her again? Thank you.
Always great to hear you, Margaret. Thanks so much for coming by tonight. Thank you. We're taking a couple people early because they have to leave early. So, Scott, you're next, buddy.
Thank you. I'd mentioned that this poem is new, but actually I found it wasn't with other poems. I completely forgot about it and came across it not long ago. 4 questions. Where is the moon when we are blind? How does direction work? Where is the sun to the starving? If I saw you again for a moment, would I be more or less afraid of dying?
Very good.
That was great.
That's,
Okay.
it's probably going to be incorporated into a longer
Peace.
poem that's, a love poem for someone I haven't seen in many years.
Well, I think you'll win that person over. Where is the sun to the starving? I think you got it on that one. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Jim Seegert, you're up.
Hey, thanks, Mike. 3.5 to 4 minutes, okay? Or you want it shorter?
If you can't keep it shorter, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do a real short one then. Very seasonal. The dead of winter. Enjoy the season. Embrace the freeze. What could be better on a wicked northern night? Warm nightclub, cool jazz, trio, cold gin and tonics, hot French onion soup, friends at the table, partner by your side, soft double bass, dream-like melodies. Billowing smoke, flickering candles, lipstick on your sweater, perfume in the air, blinding glare of city lights on freshly fallen snow. As you exit the club into a swirling northern night.
Okay.
Jim Seegert, everybody. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
The one, the only, Maggie Hall, you still with us? I just saw you bop in there, Maggie.
Is it possible to go next? Because I have to go outside.
We'll make it work. Vincent, you're next.
Okay. This is called The Beautiful Sad. November raining in black and white. Her key-lit face, a study in parentheses. The downward gaze, a flower trying to uproot itself, exhausted, resisting the pull. November straining under a flat of early snow. Her gossamer necklace hung on a platter, dripping oval pearls onto waiting tongues. November waning, and the celluloid kiss. Her cinch-marked skin, an untouched reflection in a cold mirror sun. Beneath unkempt hair and feathered brows, her under-eye darkness fixed. And that was for the Italian actress, Anna Magnani.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Vincent.
My favorite. I love to, yes.
Maggie, you're free.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
There she is.
Okay. This is Rust never sleeps. Moving in a deep escape, George, a man without his dragon, often remembered as a painting, the simple freedom of a dark fall, generous and unfailing. Roman Polanski in a party mix bonus feature, with a beautiful lady excited by St. John and the cook. The Book of Cats, Churchill's ginger with white paws on his lap. They search for the relic grail in the shape of a womb. And I'm at the end of my peridreams, desiring another child, Julius Caesar, and the Big Bang in a picture book published by Cézanne. To play Cleopatra, a legend on the field in a battle, Salome lost her dance. They cut off his head to feed her desire, the daughter of a fly. Surrounded by tales of the Manx, Homo sapiens, mystery in a twin romance, where white doves hover over a field of dairy cows and cut grass is confused in a box of silkworms, where they place under an old oak tree the soldier who's come to sit and set them free. There in a palindrome jumping, dressed as a drone bee. That's what I came up with while I was trapped in the library, not able to talk.
Well,
I love it.
You know, some people might have. Some people might have gotten angry being in that library, but you took it at a whole nother level. Thank you, Maggie. Always good to see you, my friend. Margie, you with us?
Yes,
Margie?
I am.
There she
Yes,
is.
I am. Is my voice clear?
Like a choir of angels.
Okay, well, I had two, but I'm just going to do the one since we have time frame. And this is going to be the lighter one, only because we are having difficult times. But it's the year of the fire horse. And I sent a text to my son, Philip, and said, this is your year because your name means lover of horses. And I wrote this poem, and I'll tell you what his response was at the end. I haven't titled it yet, but it's The Glistening Effect, which may be the title. To my son, my birth baby, a note for you to remember. One family night, lots of discussion about how to name you. This was a real family gathering. Names were flaunted, names were tossed about. George, Daniel. The discussion ended with Philip, lover of horses. I added a middle name, Alexander. Alexander Great was the son of Philip of Macedonia. Philip Alexander Condyles. The first ever paid teacher was a Condyles hired by the Medici family to educate their sons in the middle centuries somewhere. And then it was finished. Philip Alexander Condyles, named after kings and teachers. I did my job. Now it's up to you. And he sent back to me that, Mom, I know the thought counts. I love you very much, but I'm from the year of the monkey, which was his birth year. Thank you.
Thank you, Margie. That was a good one. Thank you. Seth, from out there on the west end of this country. Out there, buddy.
All right. In honor of Valentine's Day, I thought I'd read a poem that I wrote for my wife. This is the first half of it, and it's titled Amazon Between Your Diamond Divine. We speak in tongues, you and I. Tongues intertwine through the slime of so many lifetimes. From the slippery of the snake, through Noah's doubt-drenched tide, you have slithered, I have slathered, you have bent like a bare-boughed tree, and I have bowed to the rhythm of your rhyme. Through suicide on the galley, the pin, the pine, the pain of plantations, crime, I have scorched my knees, then stretched my lizard in the hot of your palm, soaked in our sweat, trembling to penetrate the Amazon between your divine, between the ooh and the ah, between the oh yes and the oh my God. Once on the bandied banks of the Nile, beguiled, these young tongues writhed, our toes tickled in gurgling slime. Clucking our tongues at the lazy wink of the sated crocodile, I roared with the cheetah, you howled of mad ape in heat, pressed my Prometheus between your pyramid as the stone-startled silent sphinx cocked its stoic brow. My tall and dense, wrapped in your thicket, we wrestled like spiders, mommy and daddy longlegs, lashing in the mossy jade, the hot muddy cool, the misty dappled shade, thrashing our symphony among the quivering green, dashing the doubt you harbored even then, that I might quit this tongue's resolve to crawl forever your Kilimanjaro, to climb even through time to that wet emerald Amazon between your diamond divine.
Oh, I got to remember that one.
The other half gets even racier, so.
Woohoo! All right, so the next time you're here, we get the second half. Thank you, man. Thank you. Naomi Bindman, you're next.
I can't follow that up. All right, in a totally different vein, this is called The Patience of Potatoes. Remember when you were so eager to see the green leaf edges pushing up through new soil, but it was taking way too long, so you wanted to dig down to see if they were still there, doing anything, or if they'd melted into the earth, you needed to do something instead of just waiting helplessly while they rotted beneath your feet But then you heard a voice like an irritated teacher scolding from the row below. Be patient. And the next day, there they were, tiny, wrinkled newborn leaves shining proudly against the loam. And now, again, it feels so slow, taking way too long for this new emergence, like when you lay in the birthing bed and no one else seemed concerned about the imperceptible pace, so you kept breathing through the pain, the not knowing, the letting go of all that cannot be controlled, till finally she was born and placed all slippery on your breast. You kissed your new little bundle and you, excuse me, your new little bundle, and you kissed her tiny face and breathed. Remember the patience of potatoes. Trust the potatoes.
Well, we are all over the place this evening. Gotta love it. Thank you, Naomi. Always good to see you. The one, the only Bob Heman. You're up, buddy.
Okay, I've been writing extremely short poems lately, so.
So do a couple of them. Do a couple of them.
Oh, okay. If they listen, no further plot is necessary. If there is water, it is only an excuse. The game played requires a wheel and some dice and a diagram on which the water is always an intruder. And one last one. Reality. In the real world, people have sex and visit Paris. Thank you.
Okay, that one caught me off guard. All right. Thank you, Bob. Always great to hear you.
Thanks.
Debra Nordyke, you're next.
All right. I must first apologize because my poem is dark and comes with a trigger warning, not at all like the poetry that I've heard tonight. It's beautiful. This one was selected for a particular anthology called Speak Up Against Stigma. And its theme is dealing with mental illness and trying to elicit compassion and understanding for mental illness. So the title of it is Trigger Warning on Suicide. The title is Trying on Coffins. I softly lay my weathered limbs down on white satin. Cool, luxurious fabric feels like the delicate strands of milkweed seeds as they float on waves of summer air. Red toenails glide into half-closed box. Snug arms touch sides of pillowed fabric. Head nestled on a cloud, I close my eyes. Testing 1, 2, 3. One blade, thin paper cut, oozes red. 22 black beauties, glimmering, shiny stainless steel, bathroom shelf. 33 minutes, carbon breath, smoke-filled garage, air squeezed thin. I am like mist hovering over water, dreaming. No more frozen bricks laid across my shoulders, shattered glass broken. No more voice silenced, my song torn out. Eyes full, drowning waters, only breezes from a dark sky, dark room, dark eyes. Creak from lid closing, swift as light my hand stops, catches the top from shutting. Wait. Thank you.
Thank you, Debra. Always great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Okay, our next reader is Ted Millar. You're up, buddy.
Okay. Well, since no one's gotten political tonight, I'm going to be the first. This is called For Sale. If you're looking for antiquity, this place is a real gem. Outside Europe, you won't find anything so seasoned. Construction started in 1776, kind of slapdash, but impressive for a time when everything else was still in the retro regal style. After 8 years of snags, the framers were finally in a good spot. The first residents weren't happy with it, however. Too drafty in winter, hot in summer, constantly needing TLC for something or other, almost foreclosed upon. So some of the architects got together to tighten things up. That would have been, 1787-ish. It took a couple of years to get everything signed off, but once they did, it was solid and unique. So impressive, in fact, copycats popped up everywhere. It's seen its share of misfortune. A rival neighbor attempted to burn it down in the 18-teens. The family inhabiting it in the 1860s nearly broke up, threatening to subdivide it in half. It was leased to some ultra-wealthy through the 1920s, but reclaimed and fortified in the 30s and 40s, just in time for everything all over the world to blow up. Without going down the entire timeline, it's on the market today because the current occupants are tired of the upkeep, the headaches. Every other place is being mortgaged off, and the owners want in on the action. It still has potential for those willing to put in the effort. I'm confident somebody out there fits the bill. If not, this gorgeous home will likely succumb to popular demand and be demolished for yet another storage facility. So what do you say? Ready to make an offer?
Nice one. Thank you. You got quite a few hands going on there, man. Thank you for that, Ted. Mary Louise, you're next. Mary? She's still with us?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Beth Morris, you're next. Is Beth still with us? There she is. You're muted. You're muted.
Unmute. There you go. Unmute. There we go. Can you hear me now? Okay. I changed everything because of Josephine's reading. So I'm going to read from my latest collection. Many of you know it, a yellow notebook, which is a hybrid collaborative based on my late father's final writings, who died prematurely of chronic heart disease. And this poem, called The Frog, is a metaphor, really, for his early death. And it involves nature as well as Native American populations. My father knelt behind the frog, herded it into a cardboard box, closed the cover. Before we left our bungalow for the railroad station, he dropped the frog in a glass jar, poked holes in the lid. I sprinkled grass, water, bugs around the bottom. He knew I longed to bring a pet to the nature room. Behind my kindergarten class, like the other children, maybe a hamster or a guinea pig, but I was allergic to any warm-blooded creature with hair, dander, or worse, saliva if they licked me. So I turned to frogs, lizards, turtles, netkang, muscanetkang, Parsippany, Secaucus. My father kept me busy teaching me to read the timetable. It was nighttime before we got to the Hoboken terminal and the train station back to the city. Halfway home, People began moving away from us in the subway car. A foul smell was coming from the dead frog in the jar on my lap. Ever the optimists, my father and I repeated this one-act play, an untimely death, all summer with the same result, no matter how hard we tried to prevent it.
Well done.
Beautifully, beautifully done as always. Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Stephen Roberts, you're next.
Okay, I have a short prose poem, which ironically is ironically enough is about eating frog's legs. So it's called Déjeuner at la Grenouille. We ordered we ordered the spécialité de la maison and nattered as we drank apéritifs and waited for our meal. We marveled when it arrived, consummately prepared. We nibbled at the delicate flesh, relishing the juices, discarding what remained until there was a heaping mound of desiccated bones, a plated ossuary of amphibian tibiae and fibulae, which was efficiently removed by an attentive waitstaff and replaced by fragile bowls of lemon-steeped water. We dipped our fingers, then patted our hands dry on our linen serviettes, agreeing that our meal had been delicious and tasted nothing like fowl, and how bold and adventurous we had been in ordering, though acknowledging that everything was more enjoyable when someone else had paid the price. Then we said grace, giving thanks for what we had already received and what was sure to come, anticipating the soufflés. Thanks.
Always excellent, Stephen. Thank you so much. Mr. Ken Holland, you're next.
All right, thank you. Josephine, fabulous work. Thank you for bringing that to the evening. Like Beth, I'm also going to do an audible and make a change from what I was going to read, but it's actually from Beth to Seth, who read a poem that harkened back to the recent Valentine's Day. So this poem, there's for those who don't know, it mentions Midori, which is a melon liqueur. And this poem was just accepted by Tipton Poetry Journal. It's called Moonshine. Look up into this liquory sky, a sky you used to upend into your mouth and shake to the last liquid seam of horizon drizzled down upon your tongue. The heady rhythm of dusk, her head resting on the blade of your shoulder, where it was all a matter of sway, of currents, the Midori scent of her hair, the way language resides in the nexus of hip poured against hip, the liqueur of her flesh, the brushwork of night's dark oils, the feral scent of the earth, your shadows drawn back into your bodies, their distillation into the vapors of a single shivering heart. Done and done.
Just
Thank
like
you.
that?
Just like that.
Oh, man.
One poem, one evening. There you go.
All right. Ken Holland, everybody. This is Emily. For you folks that don't know Emily, there she is. All right, so then the next reader might just be me, and okay.
Nick
All right.
Yankovic.
All right, so we're gonna do. This is a relatively new one. It's called One Eye Open. They say Locatelli never played a bad note, but who am I to say? Naked here between con and karma, full of hazard, licking war wounds with a vodka sting. I sleep with one eye open and sleep better that way. My mortality slips to my hips. Car bomb, carnage, glacial melt. I call customer service. A small family wound festers while I wait. That's mine. So there you go. So there you go. Thank you, Mel. Our last reader for the evening. First off, before I introduce Greg, I want to thank Josephine one more time. And if anybody wants to thank Josephine, please do.
What amazing readers tonight, Mike. Not for nothing.
I agree. It's been a beautiful evening of poetry.
Holy macaroni.
Thank you, everybody.
I loved your work, Josephine. This is
Thank you.
We will
It's
have
a
her
tr-
again. We will have her again in the future.
Absolutely. It's a treat for your ears.
Thank you.
The sound, the music, Josephine. It just right for this time.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring on the one, the only, the man behind.
I loved it. Yeah.
Who's that last guy that you bring on?
Let's bring on Mr. Greg Correll.
Who is that man? Last man.
Wow.
like one or two before me. I've got a difficult piece to read, so a trigger warning and all that. It's called Out of the Wake. Out of the wake and the sodden heave-ho. First, we see with the same eyes. Wretch I am, and so art thou. We bob at sea, tranquilized. Who among you no invasion? Skin in skin, flesh invaded. Abrasion, tearing, scarification. Howls, hoarse, the high peal of pain. Nethers rent asunder, blazes down below. Shame like a Mississippi, blazes down below. Open maw all the way, eyes wide is overkill. Call it delight for every trudge, compassion for all crows.
Ooh.
Ooh, well done, Greg. Listen, we missed one person. Stacy, if you want to read, please join us.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Stacy, didn't mean to miss you.
Oh, and Greg,
problem.
X's and O's to Greg. Hi, Stacy.
Hey, Stacy.
This is from a collection that I just released 2 weeks ago called Because the Sun Would Not Move. I measured it once. 4 paces to the couch that is my bed for the last year. 12 steps to a bathroom shared with 2 young children, their mother, one vain, out-of-control teenager, and a boarder who lurches through the hall 7 paces, most nights, drunk or high and incapable of zeroing in on the toilet bowl. I'm supposed to be grateful. I'm supposed to thank my lucky stars. I am supposed to bite my tongue till it bleeds when I clean what stays dirtier. I cook and it's wasted. I can't ask for quiet because it's not my house. I'm a guest. I should be grateful. The dirty, constant chaos. I haven't been as sick in 5 years as I've been in 1 year here. The air is dirt and dust. The children bring germs. Nothing is ever clean for longer than an hour. I've never saved to shower till I bleach everything first. It is all noise and dirt and air that is making me sick, but I am a guest. I'm supposed to be grateful. This country lied to me. Told me it would serve, protect, praise my merit, sing my songs, and all the while maintain my sense of pride in this place. It turns out I am simply a guest that is supposed to be grateful. Nothing stays clean for a day, an hour. Rough and terrible times banner the news, what feels like every 5 minutes. I fought. I did. I fight. I do. But nothing stays clean. It just gets dirtier and I can't sleep. The noise of losing all my rights and most of my freedoms will not let me sleep. Apparently, this land was never meant for me. That is a hard thing to learn, a harder thing to know, almost impossible to live with. I cannot bite my tongue till it bleeds, but I do have to break my heart that way, till it bleeds. The noise and filth in the air is making me sick. I bleach everything. Shower in hot, hot water scented of water lilies, but the stench of government breaks through it all. The stink of being lied to all my life breaks through it all. I measured it once. Every breathing space. The space shrinks and screams and is smaller with every move I make, every move we make. But this is for our good, they say. This will save us, save this country, they say. They cheat, they lie, they rape our minds, our souls, our hearts, and steal our gratitude by any means necessary.
You got it.
Because we are Black and brown and women here. Simply guess who should work and suffer and shut up. If the pain is more than we were promised, this place is not ours. It never was. I doubt it ever will be. I have been lied to all my life, it seems, and my daring to howl and protest is frowned on, beaten down, relegated to my place. Apparently, this is not our country. We are being told our contributions mean nothing. Our lives mean less. You see, we are Black and brown and women here. We are only servants and trouble and problems. We are only guests here. And we're supposed to be grateful. We're supposed to be grateful.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my goodness. This is what CAPS is all about. Not for nothing.
Stacy, that was brilliant. And you read it so well. Your words.
Giving a fabulous voice to a fabulous person. And my God, so real and so
Absolutely
biting.
beautiful.
And thank
Absolutely
you.
beautiful. Absolutely
Damn.
beautiful.
Stacy, where are you calling in from?
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm in New Mexico.
Right.
Wow. Beautiful place.
Welcome to CAPS.
Come back.
Thank you.
Welcome to CAPS.
I'm
It's
so glad
great.
you read
More,
tonight, Stacy.
more, Stacy.
Well, I'm never on screen, but you brought me on screen, my love. Holy
I'm
macaroni.
flattered. Thank you.
Well, Stacy
Holy
also.
mackerel. Wait, is it mackerel or macaroni?
Mackerel.
All right. I want to, Stacy, especially
Beautifully
thank
done.
you.
Beautifully done.
Thanks for pulling on my coat and reminding me you were there. On the side.
Not a problem.
Sometimes the list gets so long, it's like, oh God, I can't remember everybody who was there. So thank you, everybody. Josephine, especially. Thank you.
Yep.
Maggie, thanks for coming on, whether it was the library or wherever the heck you were coming in from. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we will be back on March 6th with yours truly, Mary Makovsky and Martin Stengesser, live from the Full Circle. So join us if you can.
And both the Bullwinkle and Rocky show.
Thank you, everybody. If you want to say a few words to each other before we disconnect, please. But it's all about talking to each other here. So go for it.
Oh, Stacy. My.
Yes, Stacy, the only thing I would say, I know you're in New Mexico, is to try to stay available for the poetic inaugural in 2028, so you can be pulled up onto the podium and give us what the country deserves. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stacy, Poet Laureate of the States.
Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
I have other things to have nightmares about, but thank you.
Thank you. That was great, Stacy. Thanks.
Well, Stacy, your refrain kept reminding us of who we are. The refrain in that piece. This is who we are. This is who we are. It's important.
Amanda Gorman has nothing
piece.
on you.
Stacy, where in New Mexico are you?
I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh,
Right. I'll be down there in May. Hope I run into you.
There's always that possibility.
Rockland County Poet Laureate. Yeah.
No. Roberta, it's good to see you. Seth, always great to see you. It's good to see everybody, actually.
Absolutely.
So
Very
thank you,
good evening.
guys.
Very good evening. Really good.
And Debra,
Agreed.
your poem was absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
I really, really loved it. And I don't think that it was a downer. I think it was an eye opener.
It made us feel and think. You're right. You're right.
Thank you.
It made us reflect.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Your preamble saying it was negative. No, don't apologize. No, it was great.
Thank you all so much.
I was
Thanks,
going to
Debra.
do a
Thanks for
much
coming on.
worse poem and decided not to. But next time I'll do it.
Okay, I'll look forward to that. Nice to meet all of you. It was a joy to be back here. I've only attended one other time because of scheduling difficulties, but hope to be back regularly.
Are you
Thanks,
far
Debra.
away from here?
Yes, stay on the list.
I'm in Missouri,
Oh,
so
Missouri. Okay.
in the heart of a small town in the heart of Trump world. And I'm the only little Democrat here, I think.
Oh, we hear you, my love.
Breathing for my life.
Darling.
They'll come out of the closet, Deborah.
Oh, yes, they will.
They will.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks,
We'll
Mike.
be back
Thanks,
on March
everybody.
6th. Join us if you can, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Take
Okay.
care, everyone.
Josephine.
Thanks again,
Thanks,
Josephine.
Mike. Thanks, Greg.
You got it.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Night,
Greg, thank
Josephine.
you, buddy.
Just-